Hey everyone, Dominic here, bringing another Ravening report. This time, it's Game 1 of Edmonton Onslaught 2019. For the first game, I was matched up against Empire of Sonstal. The scenario was Spoils of War, with Frontline Clash being the deployment type. Let's get started. Here's a quick look at the list that I used for the tournament. If you want to take a pause here and read over that, feel free. And here's a quick picture of my opponent's list as well. I apologize in advance because I didn't remember to take pictures of everybody's lists at the tournament. So this is the first one. For Vampire Covenant, we have a unit of zombies over here. My Shrieking Horror, I've got 4 knights with a musician, 2 Great Bats. I've got 11 Barrow Knights with a full command and the Black Standard of Zavgod. Inside that unit, I've got the General. He's a Vampire Count, Independent Bloodline, Arcane Knowledge, True Thirst, the Eternity Gem, and the Talisman of Shielding. He's a Wizard Adept of Occultism. Next to him, we've got 2 Bat Swarms, 2 Winged Reapers with paired weapons. Over here we have a unit of zombies with Banner Musician. Inside that unit I have a Wizard Adept of Evocation. He's got the Talisman of the Void. Over here I've got a unit of 10 Wraiths. And lastly over here we have a unit of Skeletons, Sword and Board, Full Command, Banner of the Relentless Company. Inside that unit, I have a Vampire Apprentice. He's a courtier. He's got the Flying Hoarder upgrade, paired weapons, and Touch of Greatness. For my opponent, he's got some Knights with great weapons. He's got some Readers, a unit of Great Swords over here. Imperial Guard, I guess, is the new name. He's got the volley gun. He's got a unit of crossbows with an artificer in there. He's got a cannon. Next to that, he's got a big unit of halberdiers. Inside that unit, he's got the army general. He's got the BSB, and then he's also got a prelate inside the unit as well. And actually thinking back, I think he's got a prelate inside of the Imperial Guard unit as well. Back here, he's got his Wizard Master on the cart. He's got a mortar. He's got some militia with pistols, I believe. And then he's got another unit of readers. So that's kind of what the table looks like. Empire of Sonstal took turn 1, and they did a little bit of Vanguard. So Vanguarded up on this side, and he actually moved backwards on this side. So for Empire Sonstal, he starts moving up across the field there. He's trying to get in the range of his spells. The other side, he's actually keeping back, knowing that the Shrieking Horror, he doesn't want to get close and just waste these knights too early. But he does have to grab that objective. He goes into magic. He does, I believe, Ice and Fire here, and he knocks off a bunch. I think it was like Unity of Divergence is maybe the one that went off, but either way, knocks off a bunch of guys here. He goes into shooting. The cannon misfires and takes a wound. I believe the gun here, I think it did a small amount of shots, nothing too major. He does some more shooting over here, misses the first turn. And yeah, this is where the volley gun went first time. The readers knock off a couple skeletons, but that's pretty much it. So this is turn 2 already into the movement phase for Vampire Covenant. I decided what I was going to do here is, since there's the objective here and the objective here, what I wanted to do is create a no man's land where he couldn't get close with these knights. So I can block him from getting one, possibly grab that, grab this one, and then I don't even have to worry about this. I was going to focus my attention on the biggest points, because I knew that I can't really fight those great weapons with all the knights. And not only that, I know that this halberdier unit is just awful to fight, but there's a lot of points there. If I can grab that unit, it's pretty much game over. So we move up like so. I kind of figured this was a little bit of an early risk in case he charges in with the readers to snipe out that character, but we go into magic. We try and do the Rot Within over here. He stops that one. And then we gain back some wounds just on the Winged Reapers. Only one, unfortunately. It was a bad roll. I think that was pretty much it for magic. So that's what the table looks like as we start turn 2. So over here, he's just moving up again. Continues to shift upwards, keeping range because he does have the ranged advantage by a long shot. So moves up the readers over here to block the knights. And he's still holding back with these knights. Like I said, I think the Shrieking Whore is doing his job of keeping these knights back away from that objective. So yeah, that's kind of all he does for movement. He goes into magic. He manages to get rid of the wraiths this turn. He does some more magic shooting or magic hits here. Knocks off some more wounds. And that was pretty much it. He goes into shooting. Tries to shoot some knights, doesn't do anything. I believe it's this turn that his, it's either this turn or next turn, his volley gun actually misfires on double sixes and can't shoot for the rest of the game. Cannon also misfired, trying to shoot at the horror, doesn't do anything. And then over here, he hit dead on with the mortar the first time, and then continues to knock away with the readers and the militia. Knocks me down to quite a bit less than what I started with. But other than that, that's kind of what the table is looking like as we're going into the start of turn 2 for Vampire Covenant. So over here, he moved up his readers. I've got a 9-inch charge on the flank with the zombies. Figure I'll go for that one there. And then I've got a charge over here against his militia. So I fail this one, make the other one into the flank. For the rest of the movement, we go up here, we chaff the big unit of halberdiers for now, get another unit of chaff in wait for the next turn, I guess. Move up the knights as well. We go into magic. All we managed to do is get off in a rise on the skeletons just to gain some bodies back. One thing I did in the magic phase, or the movement phase, I did sit on top of the token so I can pick it up my next turn, as well as I shifted the character to the opposite side. Because I think with the weakened state of those skeletons, I think he's probably going to try charging in the flank with the readers, so I wanted to make sure we can stop that. There's the Arise, and we go into combat. I win against the readers over here. They break. I was thinking about maybe holding and reforming on the spot, just making the charge for these guys further and bring them this way more. And I remembered I was outside my general's leadership, so I really had no choice in the matter. We chased them down, though. That's what the table looks like as we start turn 3. So over here, these readers, or the Imperial Guard, they're going into the flank. These guys are going to go into the front of that Great Bat. The militia actually go into the front, and the readers go into the flank. There's that one. And then he also declared a rear charge from the knights. They could just barely see this, so they're going to go through there and go through the woods. They take a couple wounds from dangerous trains going through. But everybody makes it in. Over here, I believe he did some shooting. I don't know if I took anything of magic, but either magic or shooting. He knocks off a couple wounds off this bat, knowing that I'm just going to chaff him again if he doesn't get rid of it. He does some shooting into the knights, kills off a couple, and finishes off the bats. So cleared up that center pretty good. We go into combat. He gets rid of the bats, no problem. Just pivots on the spot. We go over here. I guess this one with the readers. I kill all of the readers, and the militia flee forward. We try and... I believe I restrain my pursuit because I want to grab that token, so I don't want to be leaving it behind. So the readers get away. Or the militia get away, rather. Over here, knocks away the zombies and just reforms on the spot. That's kind of what the table looks like as we start turn 3 for Vampire Covenant. So over here, we're going to declare a charge against those militia. We pick up the token at the start of the turn. They flee. We try and redirect the charge into the mortar up on the hill. Over here, the Shrieking Horror at the bottom. I actually declared a charge against the corner of the Imperial Guard. I figured that was actually a pretty decent charge. With minimal attacks, I can maybe go in and kill a bunch before he gets a chance to pivot on the spot. Hindsight 2020, I probably should have just got rid of these knights, overran into the flank there, and done the same thing in the next turn. So what else we did? We also declared a charge from the Winged Reapers into the Halberdiers, and because they can see and just barely fit, the knights behind also declare a charge into those Halberdiers. Everybody makes it over here. Actually, sorry, the skeleton unit fails the charge against the mortar, and the horror failed the charge as well. With that one failing, I wasn't sure what I wanted to do. I was planning if that had made it in, I was just going to run, go grab that token, and get closer to his backfield. But since they're open and free, we book it with the knights. We go into magic. We get some wounds back with the rise. We do Hand of Glory, and we sacrifice. I believe he actually stopped this one. And that's pretty much it for magic. We go into shooting. I do win combat, but he does like next to no damage to me, actually. It was very surprising. I did manage to snipe out his prelate out of this unit, and I did direct attacks against his general, which has got the Hammer of Witches, so the battle focus item. I made 2 hits, and he got 2 6-up saves. Really lucky for him, because that would have been a dead general as well. But either way, he sticks on a steadfast leadership, and that's all we have for that turn. So start of turn 4, this is kind of what things are looking like. He does declare a charge, I believe. He declares a charge from his wizard into the Barrow Knights. And he also declared a long charge. He gave them the order to move a little bit faster. So then he just could make it with a 13. He fails this charge. The other one makes it in. The Knights go over here to go grab that token for whatever reason. That horror is right there, so surprisingly or I guess maybe not surprisingly, but his militia rally, and he moves the mortar off on the other side of the hill so I can't see him. He does some, I believe this was shooting. He tried to shoot the cannon over here at the horror, and it misfired, I believe. And then we went into combat. This time, he actually did, I didn't take any pictures of the magic phase, but he managed to get the +1 strength and AP on this unit. He did have a rending banner, so he popped that as well. And then he also got -1 strength on my units, I believe. So he got all of the spells that he needed. I think he may have even gotten an Aegis on these guys as well. But either way, he got every spell off, and that spelled the doom of the unit. Crumbled out the Vampire, crumbled out the Winged Reapers. So, start of turn 4 for Vampire Covenant. The Horror, after Crumble, didn't die, luckily. Only took 2 wounds. He's going to go into the flank of those Knights. And we go into Magic phase. So we gained some zombies back over here. I'll show you what else I did in the movement. Maybe I didn't take one, but either way, into the movement phase, I actually moved these Knights. You can kind of just maybe barely see the base up here. At this point, I'm just trying to slow down those Halberdiers because now I've lost most of the hitting power, and I just don't have the strength to pop through anything anymore. So I'm just trying to delay the inevitable. We go into this combat. I crush him, and I tried to restrain my pursuit. Actually, no, I think I just went for it. Either way, run them down, and keep them away from this side of the table. So that's kind of what things are looking like as we're starting, I believe, turn 5 now for Empire of Sonstal. So the Halberdiers are going to go into the Knights. They make it in. The Great Swords go over and sit on the token. They're going to try and pick that up their next turn. He goes into Magic. He gets another really good Magic phase off. Unity of Divergence on this unit. I believe he also got... maybe he got this one off. But he got the -1 strength on my Knights as well. So now he's distracting, I'm -1 strength, plus he's got an Aegis save, which is exactly what happened in the last one, so... I did miss something in my turn. So over here, in my turn, I actually totally forgot that a cannon does not have a minimum range. So what I had done is I actually, since I couldn't see the mortar to charge, I flew the vampire that was in the skeleton unit right over here, threatening all of this. And then the cannon just wiped him off the face of the earth in his turn. So that's what this is showing here. Gets rid of the Knights in combat. Wasn't even much of a contest for him. And that's kind of how the table stands as we go into turn 5 for Vampire Covenant. So over here, the skeletons charge the mortar. They make it in. On the other side of the table, the Shrieking Horror moves up to go threaten the War Machines. We go into Magic. I get some more zombies back. What I did in my movement phase here is I moved the character out of the unit and threw the zombies up over here. I thought that I had gotten out of the way, but not quite, as you'll see in the next turn. We go into combat. We get rid of the mortar, pivot on the spot. We're on the hill. We can declare a long charge in our turn 6 over here, and the militia can't see us. So, and then yeah, turn 6 for Empire of Sonstal. Like I said, he was able to see the character, I guess, around everything. Could just barely draw a line of sight. So he charges in, catches them, and of course these guys are going to get rid of those zombies as well. He does some shooting over here. Doesn't kill him, but that doesn't make too big of a difference. Over here, can't... I believe this one misfired again, which is fine. And yeah, so as you see, the Shrieking Horror is gone, because I didn't take a picture, but obviously the general died and the zombies died, pretty much crumbled out. I think he even directed attacks into the skeletons. I think he got all of the points, just about. No, I don't think the skeletons were quite gone. Very, very close, but not quite. Yeah. Killed the Necromancer, killed the zombies. The Shrieking Horror crumbles out. Didn't manage to kill this. And that's the game. So, Empire Sonstal 16-4 for the Vampire Covenant. It was looking pretty good there. I was pretty confident. If I could have sniped the character, the general, maybe that first turn, I think I might have had a better chance of getting him to run not only Leadership 7, but either way. Fun game. Hope you guys enjoy the battle. Stay tuned for Game 2.